Okay. Um. Hmm. Where did we leave off? Oh, yeah. Okay. Um, Kept it organized for the most part. That way we can see that go up. Okay. We had moved this over. We were working on the texture. What would be a good... Kinda? No? Hmm. And then we can increase that. Yeah. Let's see what this looks like. We definitely need to see what this looks like. We definitely need to see what this looks like. Okay. Bit of the reverb there. Yeah, I started using voice meter and but let's just say like settings that I had, I can never get back again for whatever reason. I haven't tried reinstalling Windows yet, and I'm not going to. Um, yeah. It's bad enough that everybody already knows like when it comes to Microsoft, sometimes they make great products. Like take Windows 95. And since then like Windows Vista, holy crap. Windows XP was great. Then Windows 7 came out. People were like, this is amazing. This is great. I love Windows 7. And then they made Windows 8. People were like, what is this garbage? And then like 8.2 or whatever was supposed to. People still weren't touching it. They're like, no, we'll stick with 7. And Windows 10 came out, which is freaking great. And now they made 11. They're trying to push that, which anybody in their right mind would not touch Windows 11. All right, let's tile this thing 2 by 2, and we'll do a cube. Ah, this needs to be reversed. Minimum down, maximum. There we go. Kind of getting there. Now we just need to the other one. Got it. All right. So we'll take out this one. Kind of looks like a sand. All right, why did it do that? Right, got it. Could take this line and warp it. change it to a 2D image. Okay, and then we will value noise. Either slope blur, probably not, or directional wrap. Try the directional wrap and this. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. Not what I was thinking. Bingo. That way it looks like it's cut up metal. Alright. Keep that in there. We're gonna take this. Come on. It's not bad for an open source program, and free. But the user interface is straightforward. But when it comes to like little things like copying and pasting, you'll see me like clicking between a few of them. Because the original one that you copy from will also change with the one that you pasted. And you gotta click around a couple times in order to break that cycle. Alright, so we got this. That's the warp. That doesn't belong there. This belongs in here. Nice. Oh, okay, we're... So from the directional wrap, we're also going to throw this into the bevel, because from the bevel, it's going from this polygon into the bevel, beveling it. We're inverting it to flip the colors, so again, this is all the way up to the top. Changing it into a normal map, and that's what's giving us that thick look. More angular, I guess. Then we plug this into a map range, into a height map. And with the height range, I mean, we can kind of change it, I guess. Alright, so from here, what we're going to do this will be beveled like that, so it looks like there's rougher edges. It's inverted. Beautiful. Now if we unplug this, awesome. Give this like a rust color, a reddish maybe. Down, this is going to be rotated. Wait a minute, where? I see. That's where those lines are from. Alright, so from here we're going to have to do the same thing. We're going to have to blend it. Control C, Control V. Now watch, I'll do scale, even though this one's selected. Hit undo. because Control Z doesn't always work. Um, yeah. Hit delete on that. So for the transform 2D, we can scale it up. Then, huh. What would it look like with the threshold? I don't know if we want a direction. Oh, maybe. We'll use this as a slope and this is an image. That, with some work, this would make great for roughness. Here, let's change this to that, and then we'll put this as a cylinder. Alright, we're definitely going to have to change the height on that on the map range. Yeah, you can barely see it, but it's there. Almost would work good for wood, I think. But let's see what it looks like in the metallic. Alright, so we could blur that up. In fact, that's what we are going to do. Just a slight blur. Alright, we're going to drop a plane down. I mean, it almost looks like that would be great for making birch, right? Where did we... Yeah, that would almost work great for birch. Honestly, you could probably add a threshold to that. Clean that up and you got some birch wood. Let's try that. Do I have a threshold? Because I'll save this as birch tree right now and delete all that. The more you use this, the more you figure out like how to make different types of textures, and it's great. And then when you take your textures and throw it in a mixture, you get all these extra. It's before you know it, you have a library built up. Okay. What was I doing? Oh, right. Threshold. Down the solid cell, and then we'll blend it. Well, this will be the opacity. Color. And then wherever these are, although we could do it the other way around too. That don't, nah. Bring down the opacity. Kind of light. Because all that we're doing is, because this isn't the front one, it's going to fill, or the top one, it's going to fill in with the white. This would be your other color, which would be black. That's why it's good to work with grayscales, because then you can just composite those two layers on. So I plug this as the opacity. What? What the hell? Uh-huh. There we go. It's getting funky on me for a minute. And then you can actually see so we could add another blur to that to blur these together. Then plug that into here. And now it transitions over. It's not that slice, so to speak. Yeah, definitely onto something there. But that's not what we're doing. Back on track. So this one, actually, let's get all of these. Oh. Okay. Because that'll be a whole nother unit itself. I do like the sharp edges of that. Question is, would this work without changing that over to 2D? It does. Okay, it's good to know. Take this and we'll throw this here. On the bottom one. Alright, this bevel. Bring down the This is 1024. What does it look like by 2048? Huh. Okay. Um. After the directional wrap, maybe slope blur. intensity we'll bring way down. Quality will crank up. And now let's plug that into that can go into this map range. Wait a minute. Polygon to directional wrap, which then goes bevels, invert that, come down here. That's why. So once it's inverted over. So the slope blur needs to go to everywhere else, or yeah. So let's see what that looks like. Kinda. Alright. Now if we add this, alpha, then it can look like rust, I guess. That cobalt, that definitely has to go. This needs to be changed. Metalness, same thing. Let's take the metalness out right now because that's just not working. Alright, so now that we have it like all ceiling spackled, that would work good for walls too. Because we can cut out sections and then just mirror it and then repeat in tile. We want to make sure that we have room like here, here for the screws that we made. So those actually blended in quite nicely. I am happy with how that turned out. And then when we get it in a mixer, we can really take a hold of what we're doing. Textures are like, 100% ours. I don't know if I should blur that after though. Let's see how this looks. So this has got to go down to the map range. You can come up over here. You can come back this way. Nice and neat. Ew. That's got to stay there, unfortunately. Alright. So as for this part, the actual texturing, which goes around the side here, that's a slope blur. Where's this going to? One here. Oh, that's the slope, which mixes it in there. So if I were to, I could blur it and then only add, right? Because that won't change a thing over here. That'll come back down and then plug back in. It should only be the texture, which it is. Is it? It is. However, maybe that to be blurred. Ooh! Abort, abort. I mean, that looks just, I don't know, too Fortnite-y. That looks way too Fortnite-y. maybe if we put it a little bit closer together. So we'll take this bevel, we'll bring the distance down to sharpen out the edges. We'll also drop it to 1024 and we'll hit Control S to save. Is it 100%? Control S. Yes, it saved. Alright, let's bring this back. We'll bring the radius up. Oof. As I bring it closer together, now I don't think I want rust anymore. Huh. Play some music. Alright, I got an idea. I got a pretty good idea, actually. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, okay, let's work on our own. We're gonna need another mask. We're definitely gonna need another mask. Alright, so that is actually this. So we only need fractal noise to go into the top one. This is the same exact thing, blurred but with color. That's all that is. We want a grayscale one. That's this one. This slope blur goes to that mask, which will also go to this one. Hmm. I could bring the map range up. Add a couple gradients in there. Ooh. No. Gradient. Invert. Oh no, that wouldn't work. Good try though, good try. It would have to be... That's a lot of work. Alright, we'll find something else. It's the color. So we're gonna have to mask that with two separate colors. Be like a rusty red. The other one will be like a poop brown. That's a slope blur. Yeah, I'm still here, Mofo. Do I need this? No. So A, and then B, Bring down the strength. Alright, roughness needs to be scuffed up a bit. So we'll blur it. Oh. By 3 tiling. Change this to no, that's not gonna work. We need what do we got over here? Oh, putting these together is going to be fun. That would be the height. Yeah. Crap. Where this one is going to the map range. So what's... Oh, the roughness. Yeah, that's better actually. So we don't need that at all. Alright, so now that we have all that, I mean, like, holy crap. Let's see what it looks like up a resolution. Alright, that definitely needs to come down. Big time. That's the blur. We need to get our map range right down here with the other ones. And now I can bring up the maximum. There, so it has the sod edge. I'll deal with this in a little bit. No, I won't. I'll deal with it now. Alright, so we also have our screws now, too. So if we mix these... that still doesn't... It's always good to grab from the existing stuff that you already have. Yeah, that's... Actually, that kind of looks like that corrugated metal stuff. What does the height look like, though? Not bad. It's all flat. I believe it's all flat. Alright, let's bring this tiling back down to 1. And then we'll change this back over to a cylinder. Okay. Which one was metalness? That's our shape. That's our color. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's mix these in right now, and we'll do that through a mask. On the bottom, on the top. It got there. That's the important part. We'll go back down to panel. Alright, those need to be lowered. So we could either add another map range or rearrange this into the mask itself. So I'm going to take this, plug this into, no, sorry. This one goes on the bottom. It'll look better with the color, so let's add color to this. Let's add another mask. Or maybe a blend for this one. Let's try a mask. That was a mask. Eh, we could always use another one. Alright, where's blend? What did we use? Also use this as the opacity. Bring up the tiling to 3. Can't see much now because we gotta add in others. Should be using this one. No. Mirror. We'll do another mirror. That's what we should be using. Because we want... Don't think of it as terms of height. For this, we just want A and B texture. So we'll use this as our mask outlier. Boom. And then from top to bottom. Bingo. So now what we have to do here that's our mask map range. Take out the roughness, take out the metalness. Map range. Okay. What would it look like? as is, but with the minimum. No, the minimum stays where it is. Maximum comes down. We would have to mix this. Yeah. This has got to be mixed in for the height. And I believe we should use a mask for that, right? We're just compositing one on top of the other, so yeah. And slowly we are stitching these right back into where they are. Boom. So we got the roughness from that down on the sides. This is masked over so that it makes room for this right here. And because of how we set it up, we can change the size of these. And the model should start working, or the texture, it's not even a model. So let's raise this up. Ooh. Kind of has that welded look to it, which is what we were going for. Screws work pretty good. We're definitely saving this. Alright, so now we can go back to detailing this. What was this for? This was for the screw. And it's not like we can really 100% see where... Yeah, I guess we can see it. That's going this way. Let's rotate this back to 0, maybe. Undo. Haha. Alright, maybe not. Although we could do... Oh no. Let's mirror that. Wherever our mirror is. Alright, so we're gonna mirror this one over. And that should go right down the middle of that one. There we go. Not that they're gonna see it, but, you know, regardless. So this can come down here. What are we missing? Yeah, roughness. Metalness. Okay. You know what? We're gonna flip it. Do a full invert. And see how that looks. Albedo. Alright, that's those colors, that's why. Also the environment. So for more outdoor uses, these are actually a lot better, or so it seems that way. Just because when you have the night, it almost does. Oh, we can have an ambient or an AO. But we're gonna spruce this up a little bit. So that's albedo, normal. Oh, our normal, yes. That goes into our normal. There we go. That looks a lot better. We can start adding other stuff to it too. We are then going to throw this stuff into Materialize and make an AO map, load it in here, and mess around with a couple different things. As for this, I don't know, metal has like that aluminum look to it. And then we can tile this. This whole output can be tiled. Which we'll do later on. We'll definitely tile this later on. There's no doubt about that. But right now, let's get this over to another open source program, and we'll just slowly make this into what we're thinking of. Yeah, that was way too... Holy shit. Alright, Something doesn't see... It seems off. It didn't come out too bad, actually. Alright, just for ha-has. Let's make it black. And we'll make the other one like a much grayer color. And the screw's like still up above, but it definitely has... Alright, that's still way too loud, man. Poor people aren't gonna be able to hear anything. I am not a sound engineer. I do not know how to get that perfect. Okay. And again, I mean, it's little things like... Yeah, that definitely looks pretty good. Control S to save it. And let's see what it looks like 4090. Oh! I am so happy I just saved that. Ch 2048 file open recent panel. Alright, close. Don't. Just don't. Oh no. Oh no! Oh no! No, no! No, 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 no. Come on. Yes! Wait. Huh? Yeah? Yes! Yes! Oh, thank God. Alright, so 4096 is definitely experimental. I mean, we can add other crap too. Like different shapes. Hey, what's up, Mod? How are you, man? You're actually on at a decent time, huh? Wait a minute, no you're not. Isn't it like 2 o'clock over there? So with this panel, there's a couple different things that we can do with this now. I could continue off this whole thing. And I still haven't made... crap. That's not needed. It's midnight. I knew it was around one of those times. Yeah, I just got... Actually, I think I'm pretty much done with this. Like a blue cobalt panel. Huh. Yeah, so we'll just change the height on this a little bit. Which would be our map range. Oh. And that will directly affect our roughness too. So we'll just add another map range. Oh. And we'll drop down the maximum. I don't know if that's too shiny. So this is just for a texture pack that I'm making. A lot of my stuff I'm just messing around, like playing around with the different... Where is it? Quixel Mixer. Which is funny, Mixer's actually made in the Unity engine, believe it or not. It has a Unity crash handler and everything attached to it. It's pretty funny. So, we'll open light. And this was actually made with 3 different textures that I created. So I had made this one, and that's why I was like, yeah, Mixer's great, because you can take all your old textures. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of like, I'm gonna release a few of them for free so that people can just mess around with Mixer. But you could take something like this, you know what I mean, and then using the material ID, like in Rust, you could just have this part right here go down like, I don't know, an arm or the side of a weapon or something like that. If you want, you can just cut out anything and just change the texture how you want. This is all I got so far. As you can see, it takes a little while. Get rid of this. This was another one that I was working on the other night. Not this one's nothing special, but when you start adding on like other things to it, now we got Clown World right here. Bring down the preserve details, and we're not going to have it wrap. There we go. So you can switch things up and just change and make textures as you need. So it's like, I guess, when you get it, yeah, you could use all these textures as is, but I'm trying to make them so that they work pretty well with Mixer. So then you can just take two textures and now you can get a third or a fourth or a fifth just from those two textures, depending on what you want to do. Like I could take this placement, rotate this 90 degrees, and I can put this reparations on the X. Nope, not the X. Y. There we go. And one could use that as a wall, you know, or if you want a floor, you could do the same thing. But again, I mean, I'm doing all that, I'm making these textures, but I'm making them with Texture Lab. And what I like about Texture Lab is just on the fly, if you need 512, boom. This is what a 512 texture would be. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. And you can definitely see the difference in quality, like around the edges. So we'll go from 512 to 1024, double it. Now you can see it get a little bit more. I have a few other textures that I'm working on too that I'm not streaming. The other night I was just streaming. I'm like, yeah, I'm working on this anyways. I'll just stream if people want to watch. And I don't know, somebody was like, I didn't learn anything, man. There was no commentary. It's like, oh yeah, sorry, dude. That was just me streaming my workflow. No commentary. Sorry, bro. I can see where that gets a little confusing. My bad. I probably should have, yeah. But I mean, I release a video once in a blue moon, but I stream all the time, either here or on Twitch. I'm always, if I'm not out, I'm on the computer. But right here, oh yeah, that's what I was doing. We need to change the map range. We'll bring this up. That's the metalness, roughness, map range. That looks a little bit better. Alright, so I'm going to take this one now and I'm going to save this as a tile. It's good to keep these organized. Towards the end it gets a little hectic, but let's throw a frame in here. We'll go right here. And then this will be panel. I'm not even sure I spelt that right. Panel, and then that goes out to here. So we'll call this alignment, maybe. All these screws are going the same way too. Like, what was I doing? Blur, boom. Oh, I could do tiling. What would that look like with a tile? Because if I do tiling, then I can change like tile sampler. Alright, and then right here I can change rotation. Yeah, because it's not going to do it. I would have to do this one underneath tiling. And we would have to do 2 by 2. have to change it to a 2D first, then do 2 by 2. This is how I get caught up in stuff. Okay, so yeah, this would be easy to do in Blender. But when you do this in Blender, to take a material out of Blender and put it into something else, you can't, like, you can build something in Blender, right? But you still need your texture maps. You still need the actual files, your color. You need these. Now Blender simulates those. We'll pull up Blender right now. I mean, I suppose there's a few steps, but when you go ahead, you export it, you know those maps are going to work the same pretty much anywhere else. Like when you have, let's see here. Let's go into textures.com. Like PBR. So, because basically what I'm doing is I'm making my own PBR. So when you click on medieval brick, this is what I'm making. So I could take this and put it into Unity, I could put this into Blender, and I can put it into Unreal, and I know I'm getting the same thing. Whereas if I were to make these into Blender underneath my shading and start adding all this other stuff, yeah, it creates the material, but I don't have my texture maps that I can move over to elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty much stuck in Blender at that point. You could export it. I mean, you could bake it on, but even with baking, then you're messing with other things. At least with this, I know exactly what I'm getting, or pretty darn close, and then I can take this. So it's more versatile. I'm putting in the work now so that I don't have to basically go, because yeah, you could use this way. You absolutely could. But then you're baking on the textures. You might, I mean, a lot of people just alone when it comes to baking had a problem with text tools. Like alone, never, that's just baking on, where is it? Our base color or our element ID maps. And I've had a problem with it too. I'm not going to lie. It changes from the versions. So depending on what version you have, you know what I mean? So why deal with all this? And then sometimes it doesn't work at all and you have to restart. Whereas this, I know exactly what I'm getting. And I can just experiment. Sometimes, like, while I'm experimenting, like right here, I think I'm going to use, where was it? And I deleted it. Of course I did. There was something that looked almost perfect for making birch wood, like a birch tree. And it came out, like, because birch bark is smooth but rough, but like the color is a little bit different. We have a bunch of birch up here. Actually, let's see here. Limited offer. No. Birch? Birch! Yeah, it's got like that grainy... Oh god, I wasn't even close to finishing it. Something like this you can make, you know? Exactly. It depends on what you're doing with the textures. Birch bark's great, you know? It's tempting to peel, but it'll kill the tree, unfortunately. But yeah, at least when I make these, then I can take these textures and put it into whatever else I want, you know? Whether it's me messing around in Unreal or Unity, Godot, all these texture maps are going to work exactly how I want, you know. How I see them here is basically what I'm getting in the other one. And the more I look at this, the more I want to tweak with it. Like, this should be rounded, right? No, no. Deal with that later. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that stuff is, that goes right up, catches almost immediately. Yep, birch is great burning wood. Birch beer is good too. It's actually, I think it's a soda, but what was I doing here? Oh, adding a 2D just for ha-has. Alright. Come on. You can do it. Ah. Alright, so we got this right here. This will go into the tile sampler. And position, offset, scale, bring this down. Rotation. These are all turning. Random rotation. So now I have these randomly rotating around. And I could take, instead of this one, use this one once. Can do random intensity. However, okay, that's centered. Change this back over to a 2D image and then zoom in. Just fill right in there. Although they need to be a lot smaller. Yeah. Little bit. Scale it up. Yeah, so now you got all these turning in every little different direction. CSGO long jumping. Is that like rocket jumping? I have no idea. That's why I'm asking. Alright, so it looks like, because of the way that we set it up, this one goes right here. Let's see what it would look like with just that little detail or summer. A bit different than others. Okay, that's not bad. However, the texture, what's going on here? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh. And this is why we probably should have done this back over here. So I'm not going to mess with it, but I will leave that right there. Yeah, bunny hopping? Right. Yeah, I know. Pretty sure I know what bunny hopping is. That was one of the first things ever in first person shooters. That, rocket jumping. God, back in the days of Quake and Duke Nukem. In CS. Yeah, what about it? Yeah, I'm going to save this. And now we're going to export it. Uh, 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 uh. Right? I don't. Shit. That's not the one. Where was I storing? Basically in the storage engine. Really? I didn't know that. jump and strafe to jump further. So it's basically the physics that's built into the. Yeah, I mean, hey, if they don't patch it, that's on them, you know? Um, that's definitely on them at that point. Some might just call it a feature, not a bug. I mean, I have a problem when people freaking go out and get cheating software and use pirated crap. It drives me nuts. Okay, so this. Where were these? Come on. Alright, this is load this PC documents Blender. Really? Okay, this PC documents Blender. Alright. We'll do a new one. And we'll call this, it used to be OP, but then they made it less good. Yeah, so exactly. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to win. Yeah, I guess they're making a whole nother one, or updating the engine, or I saw something on CSGO a little while ago. What do we got here? What am I doing? What am I calling this? Panel lock. We'll call it panel lock. Select folder. There we go. Export. Panel lock. Select folder. Down here. Oh, they're actually redoing everything? Have they released a beta or anything? Uh-oh. Alright, I gotta cut this a little short. But,